Did everybody get their God of War pre-order? I did. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, July 15th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Starting off, we're only a month out from E3, but titles are still announcing their release dates for the later half of the year. This one coming from Nintendo, Bayonetta 3 got its release date. It's coming out on October 28th, so that'll be the kind of their Q4 release of the year. They got Splatoon a couple of weeks earlier. So Nintendo is continuing to release titles, and they weren't at E3. We haven't gotten a Nintendo Direct in quite some time, but yeah, they're still announcing titles. So also Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out. Oh, that's in August though, right? I think it's the end of August or the end of July maybe. Anyway, Nintendo is shaping up to have a pretty good year with all the games that they're announcing. So I doubt we'll get Breath of the Wild 2. I think that's going to probably come in Q1, Q2 of next year. But we'll be playing Bayonetta 3 later this year. I won't be playing Bayonetta 3. I'm not particularly a fan of those titles, but you know, depending on how they're advertised or marketed, maybe I will pick it up, and never too late to jump in. But Bayonetta 3 coming out October 28th of this year. Moving right along, Warner Brothers Smash Bros. Competitor MultiVersus is going into open beta next week. So people will be able to get their hands on this kind of a Smash clone and see what it's all about next week on the 19th. So looking forward to getting my hands on that. I actually played in the closed beta earlier this year, and now I'll be able to play in the open beta and get maybe some feedback from friends and stuff. So any chance I get to play Arya Stark or Superman or Iron Giant, I will definitely take up that chance. So I'm looking forward to playing MultiVersus next week in their open beta. Another game I'm looking forward to next week is As Dusk Falls. I've been watching this game for quite some time. It's an Xbox exclusive, I believe, and it'll be hopefully coming out on Game Pass. But it's kind of like a narrative single-player game. But the reason I saw the news this week, rather than waiting to talk about it next week, is talking about all the multiplayer features that will be in the game. So you'll be able to play As Dusk Falls. It sounds like couch co-op with up to 8 people. I think they're able to join using their phone, if I remember correctly. Streamers will also be able to stream it, and then people within the chat will be able to put in their input, and then you'll be able to see what the outcome is of any given, you know, kind of narrative decision, kind of Telltale like. See what that's all about. So I'm looking forward to it. Me and my friends are playing through the quarry right now. Geez, hard word. And I think this would be another great game to kind of get a group of friends together, up to 8 friends or as many people as can watch your stream, and be able to play the game with them. So yeah, very much looking forward to this now that I know about the multiplayer features of the game. I know the art style is a little bit weird from time to time, but I kind of like the moving picturesque, you know, art style that is As Dusk Falls. So I'll also be able to play. Or hopefully I'll be playing As Dusk Falls sometime soon with a group of friends. So feel free to watch my streams. Next, we got some supermassive news. And by supermassive news, I mean news about the studio Supermassive. Speaking of The Quarry, Supermassive Studio is the developers behind The Quarry, the Dark Picture anthologies, Until Dawn. And the news is that they've been acquired by a Nordic financial company. So they're not Embracer Group, which is what I first thought when I started reading the headline. They're being acquired by Nordisk Games. So I haven't quite heard of them. I think they own something else that rung a bell. But as far as I know, this is kind of the big one of the bigger studios that they purchased. So they apparently previously owned about 30% of the company, and now they own it outright. Hopefully that doesn't interrupt any of the games, especially the Dark Picture anthology game that's coming out later this year, or any content coming to The Quarry. So Hopefully this doesn't slow down production or even helps it. Would love to continue to get Dark Picture anthology games every year for the next several years. So, because I enjoy playing those and I played those on my stream. Right along, the Bungie and Sony deal closed. So Bungie is officially officially under the umbrella of Sony. So the deal was announced back in January of this year. And now 6 months later, the books are closed and Bungie is now officially under Sony. So I don't think, like they've said, I don't think they'll be doing anything to kind of affect the pipeline of content coming down for Destiny 2, and that they're hoping to use the live service model that Bungie has created for a couple of other titles. So still don't know what those titles are or what kind of titles they'd be looking to build that for, but they definitely got a pretty good specimen in the live service games with the Bungie and Destiny 2. So potentially they'll replicate it, and we'll look forward to seeing what those games are. Moving along, I keep saying moving right along. Blizzard has finally put the nail in the coffin for Heroes of the Storm. They've been slowly saying that they're not doing any updates, they're not doing any more esports, no more leagues or anything like that. And the final nail is they will continue to keep servers up and running and continue to do hero rotations, but they will no longer be making any more content for Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm is my favorite my favorite MOBA, not Dota. Yeah, Heroes of the Storm was my favorite MOBA, so I'm sad to see that Blizzard is no longer supporting it with content updates. I haven't played it in quite some time, so I can understand why, and I bet a lot of people haven't. So I can understand why they're no longer developing resources to it, but I'm kind of saddened that it didn't take off, because I thought it was a little bit better than the other MOBAs on the market. But c'est la vie. For those for your furry friends in your life, The Stray, another game I'm looking forward to coming out next week. The Stray had announced that they have a cat carrying case, all sponsored by The Stray, that will be $140. So if you want to be able to take your cat around in a cyberpunk dystopia, you'll be able to do that for $140 with some, The Stray iconography all over it. I've pre-ordered my copy this week, so I'm very much looking forward to playing The Stray next week. So you'll probably see that in next week's news report. Speaking of titles coming out this week, a game I've been excited for since E3, The Escape Academy is a video game that is basically escape rooms. It's a series of escape rooms. I believe your character goes to an academy, you're learning from all the professors, and they give you a series of escape rooms to get out of. It's currently at an 80 Metacritic, so pretty decent game that I think would be interesting to play. Me and my friends constantly do escape rooms. We're all really kind of puzzly and really enjoy that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for an escape room experience and you got $20 in your pocket, might want to look into Escape Academy. Or for people who have the greatest deal in gaming, Game Pass, you'll be able to play it for your Game Pass subscription. So Xbox users can play Escape Academy right now, and anybody with $20 should be able to pick up Escape Academy on any of the other platforms. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing through this. Me and my wife have played the We Were Here titles, so we really like the kind of puzzly atmosphere. So very much looking forward to playing Escape Academy. Speaking of more titles that I enjoy and IPs that I enjoy, as you know, I am a very big fan of Warhammer games and the IP. And I think a couple of my friends were talking about this, but I hadn't seen any content about it until now. There is a new isometric RPG, or like computer RPG, kind of like Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale, that'll be set in the 40K universe called Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. Apparently you play a captain of a ship, and you'll have to travel from planet to planet, interacting with these different races, and it sounds really interesting. I've I'm currently playing through Divinity Original Sin 2, so I really like those type of games. And it is from the developers behind the recent Pathfinder games, one of which I streamed, Pathfinder Kingmaker. So yeah, really big fan of them. Really big fan of Owlcat and the RPGs they've developed. So I'm looking forward to Rogue Trader coming out sometime soon. Yeah. Small indie game that I thought looked really cool this week, wanted to cast a spotlight on, was called Estrella Six-Sided Oracles. You know, roguelike deck builders are kind of a dime a dozen now. They're really taking over the Steam indie pages. But this one was really cool. It was a roguelike dice pool builder. So you're trying to, you collect dice as you're going from room to room, collecting dice, and then you roll those dice, and there will be good faces and bad faces, and I assume you're trying to upgrade your dice to have more good than bad faces, and you're slowly building up a better pool of dice that you can roll. I think the dice market is kind of an untapped market. There was that other dice building game that I was playing for a little bit last year that I always kind of pops up anytime I look at Steam, so I forgot what it was called. Maybe that's the problem, but yeah, I think the dice kind of mechanic is something that could be explored a little bit more in the indie space. So Estrella Six-Sided Oracles really caught my eye this week. Last but not least, in other Warhammer news, the much anticipated Immortal Empires campaign for Total War Warhammer 3, which will have all of the previous races from Warhammer 2 and Warhammer 1. The campaign is launching in the next month or so. So the campaign, they finally announced a final date. Previously, they just said August, and now we have it exactly to August 23rd. So for all those who have the history of the Warhammer 1 and 2 titles, have all the DLC, you'll be able to play all those races in your Warhammer 3 campaign with the new Warhammer 3 races. So I know that this has been highly anticipated for quite some time, and so pretty exciting news to see that you'll be able to jump in and play more Total War Warhammer 3, potentially with my friends. I'll even probably stream it like I did with our Chaos campaign. So very much looking forward to the Immortal Empires campaign coming on August 23rd. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you think there is anything I forgot, any big news. Feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment down below. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye.